Welcome to CIS 519. My name is Dr. Schuessler. I'm your professor this semester, and I'm looking forward to a great semester. Depending on what classes you're enrolled in Blackboard this semester, your screen may look a little bit differently than this. But I wanted to kind of give you a brief overview of our Blackboard shell so you can kind of navigate your way around and make the most effective use out of our Blackboard shell this semester. So we'll go ahead and click on 519 and go into our course shell. And I'll take a look around and kind of see what we've got going on here. So this is our home page, our introductory screen. And you'll see the basic information about the course, course name, course title, all that kind of stuff. And then you'll see the tweets, a Twitter feed down here that I've incorporated into our Blackboard shell. And this is just a way for me to quickly and efficiently be able to get in touch with you, send out information. If you want to send information to me through there, that's fine as well. It's just a quick, efficient way to be able to do that without necessarily having to go back to Blackboard all the time. One of the things you'll notice is I do hashtag the tweets that I do. It's a way to kind of organize some of those. So if you want us to really kind of focus in on our class, it'll be hashtag CIS 519. Below that, there's a link to the syllabus there that I'll create another video here in the next few days that kind of goes through that. But you can take a look at that for a little bit more information about the structure of the course. And then help desk information from Blackboard. If you have a problem with Blackboard, you have a problem with a quiz or something of that nature, this is a good place to go. There's a lot of good information that you can get from them. A lot of times they can help you over the phone. They have very good hours. If they're unable to help you over the phone, a lot of times they're able to remote into your machine and be able to fix it right there in front of you. You can actually see what they're doing. So it's a good workaround if you're having some sort of problem. As far as over here to the left, the home page and the syllabus, they both bring you back to this page here. The syllabus, I just wanted it to kind of be front and center. Even though this link just brings you back to this home page, you have to scroll down. You can actually open it up here. It's a Word document. Course deliverables for this semester, we have assessments, assignments, participation, semester project, and exams. So for the assessments, all the assessments are open right now with the exception of a post-test. The post-test and the pre-test don't count anything towards your grade. They're ways for me to, number one, assess where you're coming into this class in terms of your understanding of decision support systems. And number two, to be able to determine how far you've come by the end of the semester. Starting with quiz 0, they start counting towards your grade. They all count the same, 20 points. Quiz 0 is actually over the syllabus, so I recommend looking through the syllabus closely, possibly printing it out, having it there with you when you take the quiz. It's the only one that consists of both multiple choice and true-false questions, but it's about parts of the syllabus. It counts just like any other quiz. Then there's quiz 1, quiz 2, quiz 3, etc. Everything is password protected using the password test, all lowercase. And this is really just to prevent accidental start of an assessment. I don't reset assessments. I drop the lowest 2. So if there's some sort of a technological issue or you miss one because of whatever reason, just be aware that'll be one of the ones that gets dropped. Something similar as far as assignments, not in terms of being dropped, but in terms of all being available. They're all available at the very beginning of the semester. You're free to work ahead. In fact, I would encourage you to do so just in case something does come up. But they're all available right now. The very first one should be pretty much a give me. There's simply a form that you'll fill out and resubmit back to me. It's basically an information sheet. It tells me a little bit about who you are. We're going to be doing a group project, semester project, and I look at the assessment information from the pretest and the information that you provide in the information sheet and try to pair up groups that are the most appropriate. There's also an honor code to sign. Just typing in your name is sufficient. Just basically saying that you won't cheat. And then a clear digital photograph of your face. I use that in my gradebook to kind of develop a little bit of a rapport with the students so that I recognize a face and with a name. It doesn't get used for any other purposes. I don't share it with other professors or anything like that. It doesn't get posted online or anything like that, so you can feel safe as far as that. Participation. I'm going to look at just briefly, ever so slightly. I don't want to scroll down because I don't want to show all of them to you just yet. But basically, if you have a course-related question, you can post it to Ask Your Professor and your peers. Don't ask things like your questions about your grades. It's not the appropriate place. I can't respond to those questions there. But if you have a general question, something that you think the rest of the class might be interested in, that's a perfect place for that. At the very beginning of the semester, I expect you to all pretty much post something to introductions and kind of introduce yourself. Some of those people you're going to be working with, so it's a good place to start out on the right foot. The very first discussion question, Q0, is where points start becoming associated with your grade. So it does count. It's actually a survey. There's a link below that you'll click on and take a survey. And each week a survey opens up. It closes at the end of the week at 11:59 p.m. on Sunday, and then at 12:01 on Monday morning, the next topic opens up. So once a discussion topic closes, you no longer have an opportunity to participate. So plan on starting early just to make sure you don't miss it. Semester project, as I mentioned earlier, there is a group project that we'll be doing. Basically, in teams, we'll create a decision support system using Microsoft Excel. And there's more details in the syllabus. We'll talk about that a little bit more when I do the syllabus video. But you start out with a rough draft. The very first rough draft is very basic, very simple, just about 5 pages, just trying to get you started and head in the right direction, really. The first revision is a little bit more detailed, and in fact, it really should be pretty much completed, just pretty rough at that point. Something new, if you've had me in previous semesters, these two are now graded, though they're not weighted very heavily. 25 points for the semester project, 75 points for the semester project revision 1, and then the final revision, revision 2, the completed research project, is worth 200 points. Additionally, there should be, this is what actually gets submitted, the revision 2. It's a Word document. You should have whatever screenshots or anything like that necessary to convey what you need to in that report. But I also want the actual solution file itself, so the actual Excel file that shows your work. You're also going to be expected to create a PowerPoint presentation or some sort of presentation. If you want to find some alternative to, say, create a YouTube video or something of that nature, check with me first, just to make sure that what you're planning on is sufficient. But we can certainly entertain alternatives to that. And then lastly, there's a self and peer evaluation. You'll evaluate your performance on the project as well as your peers. Something else that I've changed a little bit this semester, if you've had me in a prior semester, is on several categories you're rated 1 to 5. If you rate one of yourself or one of your peers as a 1 or a 5, you must now include narrative that tells me why you or they should be rated that way. I try to use that information and give that information back to the corresponding student so that they can help improve themselves. At the same time, be aware that the evaluations really do impact your grade. So I want you to give 5s, but you have to pretty much deserve it. It's going to require a little bit more work on your part if you decide to give somebody a 5. Exams, there's 2 exams, and I'll throw those up there. You'll see these as they pop up, and I'll post this information a little bit more later on, but you can certainly come back and review the video to see the content of the tests. They don't become available until the time periods in which they are. So even though I let you work ahead in terms of assessments and assignments, when it comes to the discussion questions and the exams, you really can have a window when you can take those. So those are all the deliverables for the course. We've also got course messages, so if you need to send me a direct message or one of your teammates a direct message, basically it's course email. Announcements, I try to send out an announcement once a week to tell everybody where we are, what we're doing. We've got a calendar, which hopefully will help you keep track of what's due when. We've got all the various PowerPoints that are posted. So if you want to take a look at the PowerPoints, they're all there. Course lectures, that's where I'll be placing this video for one. Any other relevant videos I'll try to post in there. Groups aren't enabled yet, so there's not a lot of content to really show you, but your groups will be able to log in here and you'll be able to do collaboration, use Blackboard collaboration, file exchange. You'll have a blog, a group discussion board, group journal, group tasks, and group wiki. And this allows you to work as a group without sharing your information with the other group. So it's a place to do all that. There's other ways of doing it. Certainly Google Plus is an alternative. This is an information systems class. I look for you to find new and innovative ways to collaborate. A link to my personal website. You can click on that, and I apologize for the speed. It's a relatively inexpensive server that this is actually coming up on. But you can take a look around my personal website. There's some other resources and stuff of that nature available there. Specifically under the teaching link, I've posted, and I don't keep this as updated as I probably should, but I posted resources for students for several of the classes that I've taught in the past. So these are some of the ones I've taught. It's not all of them in here, but it's several of them. So if you wanted to go and take a look, you can kind of see some examples of prior projects, some of the videos that I've created for the other classes, past syllabi, things of that nature. So it really kind of gives you an idea of how the class might be structured. So if you wanted to see some sample projects from this particular class, and I don't have any from the decision support systems class yet, I haven't had time to do that just yet, but you'll see that there's some example projects that you can take a look at, kind of get an idea of the structure that I might be looking for. There's a link to my personal YouTube channel, something very similar. There's a lot of resources out there, a lot of courses that I've recorded videos for and made content available for, so you're certainly free to take a look around there. There's a DSS Wiki, which is at this point blank. There's nothing there, but it'll be an opportunity for you to, as a class, work on a wiki. And the reason I say as a class is there's not really any assignment associated with this. It's designed for you as a class to create your own study guide. You can work on it as much as you want or as little as you want as a class. But it's a place to create notes and throw things all together and all work collaboratively to be able to generate notes that you might need or find useful for the exams. And then you can track your grades through my grades. I obviously can't check it in a different role. And then if you need help associated specifically with Blackboard. So that is pretty much our shell. That's what it looks like. If you have any questions, by all means, shoot me an email, shoot me a tweet, something. Just get in touch with me any way you can. I'll be creating another video in the next few days over the syllabus, kind of step through that, and we'll talk about some of the more specifics in terms of deliverables and the layout of the course and all that. So until then, take care.